everybody, welcome to Midweek Online. We are so glad you are here tonight. It is going to be an awesome night. Oh, it is hard to talk with it. I need some oxygen here on the feet. All right, it's going to be a really awesome night, and I want to make sure that you know about next week even already, that it is going to be absolutely unbelievable. We're doing a worship night next week, and it is going to be life-changing, so you want to make sure you come back next week, but tonight is going to be great, and here we go right now.
We got a little blind mice who want some cheese.
I love cheese.
That's right. All right, Nate. So, you little mousy mouse. So I'm gonna move these couple mouse traps around. Well, you got one mouse trap that you're trying to get to. Put your right hand on the table. That is correct. That is your right hand.
Yeah.
All right, so you can come. I'm gonna guide you to go get your little piece of cheese.
Okay.
All right, move your hand up, straight towards my voice. Listen to my voice. Listen to my voice. Come on, man, you're fine. You got like a good 6 inches, bro. All right, come on. Come on, you're like going at an angle.
I'm sorry. Which way?
Okay.
This way?
Yeah, come on. Okay. All right, you're getting close. All right, you're touching. All right, do you touch it? Do you feel it? That was the corner of the trap. Now the cheese is obviously right above that corner.
Is that too high?
You're a little high, right there. Come on. Now you need to go to your right a little bit. I'll tell you when you're right over it, okay? To your right, to your right, you are right over the top, Nate, all right? You're right over the top. So go down, you little mousy mouse, and you grab that cheese.
Oh, man. Oh, gosh, I felt that.
That's the cheese. Dang it. That hurt? Yeah.
All right, here, little mouse. All right, so you're gonna get your little mouse pincers. Just one. Are you right or left-handed?
Right?
All right, give your left hand, put it on the table.
I'm left-handed.
Oh, okay, perfect. All right, so move forward about 10 inches. Further, a little to your right. A little more. Okay, now keep going straight. Stop. Your fingernail is basically touching it. Now, give a pincer right where your middle finger is. Right there. Go up just a little bit. Further, a little further. And now out, a little further.
Which way?
Towards me. Stop. All right, go down just a little bit. A little bit more. You're not going down at all. A little bit more. Your thumb's about to touch the cheese. Now, all right, to your left, just a tiny bit.
Ooh,
go to your left a little bit. A little bit more. Down. Pinch.
Dang!
Oh, we had it.
Nate the Great Miller. Nate the Great here. Hey, you were born in LA.
Yes, I was.
You moved to Ohio, and now you're parked here in Texas.
Yeah, all over.
What is the uniqueness of each one, and what would you say was your favorite one? And before we go, let's go ahead and chomp into a little spicy wing here.
This just looks bad for you. This color just doesn't look.
This is this original hot here. So,
Okay,
LA, Ohio,
just spat.
Texas.
Sorry. All right, so Los Angeles, obviously, the beach, the weather, good things, bad things, earthquakes.
There's earthquake?
Yeah, lots of them.
Watch out.
Fires. Moving to Ohio, not really much good in Ohio. Don't go there. Nothing really worthwhile.
Sorry, Ohioans.
Yeah, if you're from Ohio, apologize, but not really worth it. Other than Ohio State, oh my gosh, and the Cleveland Browns. Go Browns. And then moving down here to Texas.
The Browns.
I mean, the most unique thing here is how special Texas thinks it is.
Doesn't think.
That's
knows.
probably the most unique thing. I like Texas, y'all. I adopted
Sounds
the word
like a
y'all
Texas hater.
pretty immediately. But Texas is pretty full of itself.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
we are.
yeah, that's kind of my stuff.
And which one's your favorite? If you had to pick one, you get to live at right now.
Does cost of living
No. You just
California?
California.
150,000%.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. F's in chat in there. That's an L. Okay. Let them know. Pure loss right there. Pure loss. Pure loss. Okay. Also, are you a Netflix binger?
Yes.
Okay. What is your favorite show to watch right now? Besides The Office, of course.
Yeah, I love The Office. Last Chance U is really good. This is what, mango habanero? right here?
Mango, Hobbs, and
Dude,
Eros.
that's juicy.
There's a little juice. Full of flavor. That
Oh
is.
my gosh. Really spicy.
I'm not drinking this yet.
It's like
I'm not drinking it.
$1.50. I'm saving that. Very clear. So, yeah, Last Chance
I want
U
to the taste buds.
is good. And then I like documentaries
Oh,
or like true crime stuff.
what a scholar you are.
Yeah, my wife likes those too. So,
Now, if you were to star your own show, what would it be about, and who would you have co-star with you?
all right, so Chris Pratt and I, obviously, would go around and just try
That's warm.
Try
It's spice.
toasty.
Spice here.
we try out burger places, and yeah, we just hang out.
you
Me
and Chris Pratt.
We bring
Star-Lord,
along. We
as
bring
most
along
known.
Will Ferrell as well. The three of us.
He just randomly shows up.
Yeah, he's like.
Can we
guest
get a
star.
picture of Will Ferrell and Jamie right next to each other and see how similar those are? Right there. That'd be good.
Yeah.
I think they have a similar look and they have a really similar wave. They just do a quick and then turn the head and dip.
Yeah, basically.
It's good stuff. Good stuff. I'm gonna look on my notes for the last one. Biggest question of the night with a atomic wing, spiciest one of them all. You have to start one, binge one, cut one of LeBron, MJ, and Kobe. Go. Oh,
Start Kobe,
start Kobe?
bench LeBron,
Oh my God!
cut MJ.
Ooh!
He's old. Back then, they weren't as good as they are now.
True. Oh, this was super hot.
I was so big. Yeah, forget MJ. Ow. What about you? No, don't do it.
Don't do it. I'm starting LeBron. LeBron over everyone. Goat, goat, goat. Goats in the comments right now. Let them know. I'm going to bench MJ. And I'm sorry, Kobe. From the dead, we love you. Kobe's getting cut. I'm sorry. He's a solid player. He's a scorer, nothing else. MJ on the bench. That's it.
I disagree.
That's fine. I really don't care about much right now because my mouth is like a toilet of fire. Swirling about.
It's not gonna be the only toilet of fire. Cut.
There we go. Good stuff.
You can cut.
Good stuff.
Hey, that was hilarious, but this next bit that we've got is even funnier. It's really my favorite thing we've ever done at Midweek Online. You're gonna love it, but quick disclaimer. You're gonna see some airsoft guns in this next video, all right? So just so you know, everyone was layered up with some protection, had eye goggles on, everybody was safe. Do not try this at home, and let's have some fun.
All right, real life Mario Kart today. Last guy to make it down and back with all their balloons, or as many as they have, wins. Let's see what happens.
Hey, Pete, why'd you?
We have 3 more. Oh my gosh, come on, Mario. Oh, baby, It's me, Mario.
The winner of the tri-color balloon, Nate the Great Miller! Yeah! Luigi.
So one of the things that I like to collect is bobbleheads. I've got several that sit on the shelf in my office: baseball, football, some hockey, some just all kinds of fun ones. And I love bobbleheads. I love what they represent. I love the fact that I can sit here and play with his head and he shakes his head yes, and he always says yes. There's never a no. Bobbleheads are so fun, and because truth be told, when I was a kid, I had a desire. I wanted somebody to make me into a bobblehead. I wanted to be like, oh yeah, look at that, there we go. And somebody to pay for a bobblehead of my likeness, and I thought it would be awesome. But truth be told, nobody wants me as a bobblehead on their shelf. It's not happening. It's not something that is going to be a thing. But I think even more than that, the reason I wanted that is because if I'm honest with myself, part of the reason is because I wanted to be the boss of everything in my life. I wanted to be the person that was in charge. I wanted to be the person that had the authority. I wanted to be the person that said, hey, what I say go, and you go, and everybody says yes, and it's a thing. So over the past few weeks, we've been talking about this idea of what I wish I knew. And what I wish I knew, and I did know it, I just didn't listen to it, was that the world doesn't revolve around me. It doesn't revolve around me and my decisions and what I want. Everybody else doesn't float in my universe and exist how I exist. The world doesn't revolve around me. It's so much bigger than me. And I think if we're honest, we all get to this point where we feel like the world owes us something, right? Where we all feel like, hey, yeah, I deserve to be in charge. I deserve to be important. And if I'm honest, it's something I still struggle with. It's just part of my daily life. But here's the challenge. Part of this comes from us wanting to be independent, but if we're not careful, our desire for independence can become idolatry. And idolatry, like God set this up way back in the Old Testament. He was very clear. He said, hey, here's the thing. I don't want you to have any other gods but me. Like very clear first commandment. And when he says this, he's talking to a group of people, a group of Israelites who have been taken out of Egypt, who are now wandering in the desert, who are watching the world around them worship all these different like gods of gold and silver and random statues. And God sets up this command. He says, hey, no other gods but me. And while I don't believe you have a Asherah pole in your living room or a statue to the god of Baal, here's what I do know. If we're not careful, this idea of independence and this idea of wanting to be our own boss becomes an idol for us. We can't do that. So see, God set that up in the Old Testament. You're like, oh yeah, people probably got it and it's probably right. But they didn't. So see, even the guys that hung around Jesus, they struggled with this idea. It's like, hey, how do I live my life and not try to be at the center of my own universe? So we'll pick this up in Mark chapter 10. A little bit of context. Jesus has been hanging out with his disciples. They're making the journey towards Jerusalem. We're coming to the end. Jesus is about to be crucified, and he's trying to get it through the guys' heads about what's going to happen, and they don't get it. They still don't understand. So here we go. They're on the road. They're on the way to Jerusalem, and Jesus walks ahead of them. He says, they were amazed, and those who followed were afraid. He says, in talking to the 12 again, he began saying to them, he says, here's what's going to happen. He says, we're going up to Jerusalem. The Son of Man will be delivered over to the chief priests and scribes. They will condemn him to death and deliver him over to the Gentiles. It says they'll mock him and spit on him, flog him and kill him, and after 3 days he's going to rise again. So Jesus literally looks at his friends and says, hey guys, listen, I'm about to die. Like, that's what's going to happen. We're going to Jerusalem. They're going to kill me. And then the very next part of Scripture, two of Jesus' closest friends, James and John, they're brothers. They've got a really cool nickname. They're referred to as the Sons of Thunder. So they've been following Jesus. They've been living life with Jesus. And then they ask this question because sometimes they're like us and they don't get it. And so Jesus literally says, hey guys, I'm about to die. Very next verse, here we go. James and John, the sons of Zebedee, come up to Jesus and say, teacher, we want you to do for us whatever we ask. Wait, are you serious? James and John literally just looked at the Lord of the universe and said, hey, you're going to do what we want and you're going to make it happen. And so they said, hey, Jesus, I know you've got the chair and you think you're boss, but hey, I want to be boss. Like, hey, you're going to give me that spot at the table and I'm going to be in charge. Hey, Jesus, give me what we ask. And I imagine, like, what is going on here? It's like, give us what we ask. And so Jesus responds, he says, hey, what do you want? What do you want? So they responded to him and said, hey, grant us, when you walk into glory, one of us to sit at your right and one of us to sit at your left. Hey, Jesus, when you create this new kingdom that we've heard so much about, hey, we want to sit at your right and your left hand. We want a seat at the table because we think we're important. Guys, are you serious? You literally just asked that? You think the world revolves around you? And so Jesus responds in probably the best way that like he could. He didn't scold him, but he literally says, hey, you don't know what you're asking. You don't understand the severity of what you're asking me for. You want to be in charge. You want yourself to be like God and in control, but you don't get it. And so he goes on, he says, can you drink from the cup I'm going to drink from? Or can you participate in the baptism which I'm about to participate? And they're like, yeah, Jesus, we totally can. We're in. You tell us what to do. We're going to do it. We can do it. We can make it happen. Like, we just want our seat at the table. Verse 40, he says, but to sit at my right or my left is not mine to grant. Hey guys, translation, I don't get to pick that. Like, you don't get to come in here and demand what you want and ask about what you want. It's not mine. It's not mine. But then, as all good friends go, the rest of the 10, they start to hear about this, right? And they're like, James and John, are you kidding me right now? Like, are you really going to ask that? Like, you think you deserve that? I deserve that. You don't deserve that. So it creates this tension. So here we go. It says, when the 10 heard this, they began to become indignant or frustrated with James and John. So Jesus calls everybody together and says, guys, listen. Here's what I need you to understand. So he pulls them all together. They huddle up. And here's what he says. He says, you've understood rulers and leaders the only way that you've seen that displayed in our current world. You've watched Gentiles and Romans and Jewish people, and the way you've watched leaders lead is from a position of power. You've watched people do everything they can to get ahead. You've watched people cheat and beg and do whatever it takes to make sure that they come out on top. He says you've watched people be lord over the ones that they're in charge of. But then he says this. He says it should not be that way among you guys. He says whoever wants to be great among you must be your servant. And whoever wants to be first among you must be last. He says, for even the Son of Man did not come to serve, but to be served. So guys, what I wish I knew was that I defeat the God of me by choosing to give up my seat. I defeat the God of me that says, hey, I get to do what I want. I get to gossip. I get to talk about people. I get to have my way. I defeat that God and say, hey, that's not for me, by saying I'm going to give up my seat because it's not my seat to have. So when I get to a point where it's like, hey, when I feel like I need to act selfishly, maybe I need to turn around and act selflessly. When I get to a point where I want to speak arrogantly, maybe I need to turn around and speak humbly. And when I get to a point where I want to respond defensively, maybe I should respond generously. See, what I wish I knew, because it doesn't get easier, is I defeat the God of me by giving up my seat. And when I give up my seat, I lead the way Jesus says to lead. Not by being first, not by being Lord, not by being the best, but by serving people and putting others' needs before my own. Because that's what I wish I knew. Giving up my seat is the most important thing. Me choosing to serve humbly, me choosing to put others before myself, to walk generously, to speak humbly, act selflessly. That's what I wish I knew. So guys, as we wrap up tonight, I want to pray for you, and then we will jump into our groups. So Father, we are thankful. I'm thankful for this reminder. God, this is something that you are continually working out in me, and I pray that it's something that you continually work out in our students. That we work hard to lay down the idols of ourself, the idols of independence, the idols of being in charge, and we seek to give up our seat, let you be in charge, and serve people humbly and graciously, generously, and do all this in your name. Amen.
Man, I tell you what, incredible word, and the night is not done. We want to make sure you jump into our small group experience. Zoom codes and numbers will be right up right after I say peace. So be sure you jump into that small group experience. Now, as Matt said in the beginning, we have next Wednesday night an incredible worship night planned for you guys. But then after that incredible night is another incredible Wednesday, which we need your help for. Coming up in 2 weeks, we're gonna show up at some of your houses. We've got some great things planned, but here's what we need from you. If you're interested in being a part of that night, we want you to DM us and say, I'm in. DM us and say, I'm in, if you want to jump in and be a part of what's going down in 2 weeks. So remember, next Wednesday night, share the word and the mess out of this subscription, this link on Instagram, get people plugged in. It's gonna be a great worship night. Then in 2 weeks, we're gonna include you in person, show up at your house. DM us if you're interested in saying, I'm in. Peace, small group experience.